Hey guys, Ben here and welcome back. In today's video we're going to be talking about the Flash movie, but mainly talking about the new posters that have been released, the new synopsis, but with a prime focus on Supergirl, as a lot of reactions have come out online in regards to Sasha Calle as Supergirl. So if you do go on to enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future DC videos later this year. So the Flash trailer and TV spot was released yesterday during the Super Bowl. I'm sure most of you guys watched my trailer breakdown and Easter eggs video on that trailer yesterday. If you haven't seen it, click on the top right corner to go ahead and watch that, and then come back to this video because we're going to be expanding on what I talked about yesterday, but obviously with less focus on that trailer and more about what we are talking about here. So as you all know, Sasha Calle is playing Supergirl, and we got our first good look at her Supergirl in the trailer that was released last night. And obviously this has been something that we've been waiting for a very long time, as the announcement of Sasha as Supergirl came out sometime in 2021. It's 2023 now, and the previous teaser trailer that was released for the Flash film came out all the way back in October 2021. So it's been a long time since we've known about Sasha as Supergirl, and since we've had our first looks behind the scenes and in that teaser briefly, but now we have many scenes that was shown to us. And so some people are starting to form an opinion of what's going on, but I thought I would include what Sasha Calle herself actually said in response to this trailer. So she said, "Yo, I love you. I put my heart and soul into Supergirl. It's so exciting to finally share a little bit of her with you. She's so special and strong. Getting to know her and feel her has been one of my greatest honors. I love her so much, and I love you. June 16th. Let's effing go." So there you have it. You know that she was super passionate whilst playing this role, and even before, just when they announced the casting, she said that she'd watched Melissa's Supergirl, she was rewatching some of the episodes, and she was a huge fan of the show. So clearly there was a lot that she had to live up to, and she knew a lot about Supergirl because of her watching experiences. And so obviously she got given her version of Supergirl by Andy Muschietti, the director of the Flash film. And we found out in this latest trailer exactly what's going on, because it's not exactly Flashpoint. They are retconning and changing some stuff from the original Flashpoint comic. So normally it would be Superman who is actually found in this new world, but in this case, in the Flash film, we're going to be finding Supergirl, who has been captured by not the American government, but seemingly by the Soviet government, because the kind of jumpsuit that Kara is actually wearing in the trailer has letters from the Cyrillic alphabet, and I don't know what it actually says. Maybe if any of you are able to speak Russian, let me know what it says in the comments down below. But that pretty much confirms that they are changing her origin. It seems when Supergirl landed on Earth, she didn't land in America, but instead she landed in Russia or the USSR, whatever it is, during this timeline, and she's been kept there as a prisoner this whole time. But Barry and Michael Keaton's Batman are going to go to her rescue, because obviously in this new timeline, this is a world without metas, and so they need someone, and so they seemingly find out about Kara's existence and they make their way over to her, because she is seemingly like one of their final hopes. Because yes, you have two Flashes, you have Batman, but we also need someone else who has a different power set, who is going to be able to stop Zod, and obviously that is going to be Supergirl, because in Man of Steel, Superman is the one that takes down Zod, so it makes sense that you would have another Kryptonian. But anyway, so that's Sasha's reaction to the trailer. She actually posted this cool reaction video, seemingly with some of her family, and they react to the trailer. I think it's absolutely awesome. I'll leave a link in the description below. She actually posted it on her Twitter page. And so I just wanted to address the comparison between Sasha and Melissa's Supergirl, because since this version of Supergirl has been announced, there's obviously been a lot of comparisons. There's been a lot of hype about this new Supergirl, considering that we have no current version of Supergirl on TV or in film. But as I said before, there is a lot to live up to, especially to us Supergirl fans. Clearly, I'm a fan of Melissa's Supergirl, and I know a lot of you that watch watch Supergirl are big fans as well, so it's definitely gonna get some taking used to get used to this Supergirl. But from what we see in the trailer, Sasha absolutely kills it. So I think in both ways there shouldn't be any disrespect to Melissa's Supergirl or Sasha's Supergirl, because there is always the chance that Sasha's actually makes a huge impact, because the Flash film has the opportunity to be huge. It could make like $1 billion. Again, we don't know how it's going to perform or how it's going to be properly received when it comes out in June, but there's always the chance that Sasha is successful and maybe they continue with Sasha's Supergirl into the Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow film that they have planned to come out in the first phase of the new DCEU. But either way, I want to emphasize this. We can have both, and the same thing goes for Grant and Ezra. Clearly everyone has their favorites, and that's just the way it is. Alright, let's move on to talk about these new individual Flash posters that they've released for the 3 main characters. Let's go over the Supergirl poster first because we are staying on topic. Here we have it. This is Sasha's Supergirl. It's her first poster in general because she hasn't appeared on any of the previous posters. We did get that amazing Flash poster the other day in the Batcave. So this is the first unique character poster that we've got for all of the characters. But let's talk about what makes this Supergirl poster unique. So clearly this energy that is emanating and kind of glowing off of her is a reference to how in the film she's going to be soaking up the yellow sun radiation. Yes, it's more orange here, but it seems like it's her almost powers emanating off of her. That's just how powerful she is. But as we saw in the trailer, we know she's going to be really malnourished and weak when we first meet her, but she's going to have a huge transformation into the Supergirl that you see on this poster and that you see in the trailer facing off against Zod and his army. I have to mention once again, I love the suit. It looks amazing in this poster and Sasha looks great. Obviously this is not the traditional Supergirl that we're used to with the blonde hair, but I think this is very unique. Obviously it is based off of a version of Supergirl from the comics, but I think the fact that they went with Sasha and they didn't force her to get blonde long hair gives her a lot of room to become her own Supergirl and be different from Melissa's, and I think that's what's so great, that we can have 2 very different versions. But let's get back onto Supergirl's costume. So if we look at the texture here, you can see the clear difference between the cape and the actual costume. If we compare this Supergirl costume and the sort of texture details with Melissa's Supergirl, we can actually see on this one it's kind of similar in terms of what's going on with the suit. Obviously the arrangements of colors are a little bit different if you see the front of the suit, but in terms of like the actual texture, say if we look at Melissa's latest Supergirl suit before Supergirl ended, was actually a lot more prominent than the Sasha Calais suit, whose texture actually seen in the trailer is a lot less visible. Like you can't really tell. Obviously quite a few shots with her flying around are fully or partially CGI models, so that obviously makes a difference. But in terms of if we look at this poster and we see that texture, you can actually see it's there, but it's not as bold is what I'm saying. Alright, so let's move on to the next poster. The next poster is of Michael Keaton's Batman. He made his triumphant return in the trailer last night, and you get to see his classic bat symbol, and his costume is pretty much exactly the same. They definitely upgraded the suit or like retooled it just based on like, I guess, how Michael is now. Clearly it's been a long time, so he's probably not going to fit back into that same suit. They have better technology now to make the perfect kind of superhero suit, because as we know and we've heard about from many tales, they can be very uncomfortable. Anyway, this poster is really cool. I love the color scheme. It's all very blue, which is a big contrast to the Flash poster. We see Ezra's Flash here. They look absolutely amazing. You see the lightning bolts emanating off of the Flash emblem, which is blurred by some sort of like motion blur. Looks really awesome, and we get this whole red color scheme with his suit, but the contrast of the gold really looks amazing. I have to say his suit looks amazing in this poster, and even in the trailer it's a big upgrade from what we've seen him wearing in the past, which was just a hunk of junk, like a literal body of armor. I love that this suit is a lot more fitting and a lot less just like he's put together a bunch of scrap metals. However, still the cowl is questionable in the trailer, but in this it actually looks amazing. Like, it actually looks like it fits. It looks more like Grant's cowl, although we all know it's more of a helmet, so it's more like Grant's season 5 suit, which clearly wasn't the best. But I'll take it for now because he looks really cool in this poster. I love the lightning bolts on the helmet, and just everything about this poster really stands out. Okay, let's go ahead and break down one of our final things we need to do. So along with all of this promotional material, Warner Brothers Discovery dropped the first synopsis of the Flash movie, and it goes like this. Worlds collide in The Flash when Barry uses his superpowers to travel back in time in order to change the events of the past. But when his attempt to save his family inadvertently alters the future, Barry becomes trapped in a reality in which General Zod has returned, threatening annihilation, and there are no superheroes to turn to. That is, unless Barry can coax a very different Batman out of retirement and rescue an imprisoned Kryptonian, albeit not the one he's looking for, ultimately to save the world that he is in and return to the future that he knows. Barry's only hope is to race for his life, but will making the ultimate sacrifice be enough to reset the universe? So there you have it. That is the official synopsis of this Flashpoint film, and this reads very similar to Flashpoint. Clearly Zod is an addition, and actually there is no mention of Reverse Flash in this synopsis, but we know that they've been teasing Dark Flash as Reverse Flash as a replacement in this film, so we're pretty sure we're going to see more of him sometime soon. Again, we don't know the exact details as to who Dark Flash is and why he's going to be the villain of the film, but General Zod is a general villain that they're going to be facing off against, because that is the imminent threat to this new timeline that Barry creates after saving his mum from death. Now, the night that his mum is killed is always a significant moment in the Flash's history. It goes on to be the driving force behind why Barry becomes a superhero in the comics, in the TV show, and also in this film. But by saving Nora, Barry alters the timeline, and there is greater things that are at risk, and clearly he's wanting to fight for this timeline because he wants a world where his mum is still alive, but he will soon realize that that is not a world that's ideal for everyone else. It's very selfish of him, and he has to make the ultimate sacrifice and fix everything in order to get back to some sort of normalcy. And so let's talk about the Batman of this all, because in the synopsis it says that Michael Keaton's Batman is in retirement. So you saw in the trailer the Wayne Mansion is completely decrepit and old. He's clearly kind of cooped away, although he still has all of his old tools. But Barry is somehow able to convince him to come out and actually save the world as Batman once again because of the imminent threat of Dark Flash and Zod. Also, the synopsis confirms that Barry is actually looking for Superman and not Supergirl, but he actually stumbles across Supergirl, and so it's not the Kryptonian that he imagined. That is the big twist in terms of Flashpoint, because Superman is normally saved and he's a big part of Flashpoint. And as the synopsis rounds out, the only hope is for Barry to race for his life, but will the ultimate sacrifice of giving up what he wants will be great enough to reset the universe? It's going to be a big challenge for Barry, and clearly he's not going to be able to reset it properly, as we've seen in the Flash TV show, and they've talked about many times in the comics. Once you change the timeline, you can never put it back exactly as it was, so there's going to be big changes post Flashpoint. So that pretty much does it for this video, guys. If you did enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment. Also, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any daily videos. Again, go check out my latest Flash video where I broke down the full trailer. I go into full detail. It's actually quite a long video because there was so much to talk about. So hopefully I'll be seeing you guys around for more Flash movie videos in regards to Supergirl, The Flash, Batman, and everything else that is going on in the DCEU. So for now, click on the top right corner of the screen to watch my latest video, and I will catch you guys later. Goodbye.
spicy room.